All right, and this is the very last lecture of the very last recording of the very last lecture. So, last thing we're going to look at is environmental worldviews, and so there's three of them. I want you to know kind of the difference. The first one was human-centered. Me. Some of you know that. Life-centered, focus on the value of all life. And the last one is earth-centered, which changes a little bit. And the earth kind of comes first, and making sure that um, is taken care of first. I would imagine most of us is probably life-centered at this point. The problem is not everybody sees that there's a huge issue, and until that we had 10% from the last recording, and until we can get that fixed, we're always going to have problems, and we have to have some ethics and what's not maybe best for me necessarily, but what's right. So one Vogel principle is 94, number one. Man must change his role as conqueror of the earth and that all that it contains to that of the responsible citizen that takes place among the order of things. We've got to get away from the human centered. We have to lean toward the life-centered or the earth-centered. That is the most important thing. Until we do that and become better citizens for the earth, we're always going to have problems, and those problems are going to get worse. All right, we need to live lighter on the earth. You've got to make choices. Again, I don't expect you to be perfect, but what I do expect you to do is be better. And hopefully that will continue after this class. Hopefully the Green Book assignment kind of gave you some ways you can do small things, but we really need to start thinking about what we do on a daily basis on how to help the planet. And there are ways bringing about a sustainable revolution. So here are some guidelines for living more sustainable. They're pretty simple, pretty common sense. But we need to work in that direction. We need to go from the orange to the green, and figure out how to make that happen. And the last thing of the class will be Lester R. Brown. He's an environmental writer. He's retired for the last couple of years. He just still does some speaking. But shifting to a more sustainable future, he came up with four things: to stabilize population growth, stabilize climate change, get rid of poverty, and restore the Earth's natural systems. I mean, we know what we need to do. It really comes down to, will we do it, and will we do it in time? Again, I'm an optimist. We will make changes. If we don't make changes soon, those changes will be forced upon us to be made, and lower our quality of life. But it's important to raise everybody up, and to save the planet for generations to come. And I guess I'll leave the last part of the last lecture with you are all going to die. So nature knows best is another principle. So again, if we do not do something, nature will right itself, always has, always will. I kind of listen to that message at the end of the 11th hour video we want you to watch, and nature will win in the end. We keep distorting, damaging, and we're just a single species on the planet. The Earth will be here long after we're gone, with or without us. I would prefer with us, but maybe your choice. So the only thing permanent is change. And so we are living on a planet in systems that are constantly changing, global climate change right now, and we're adjusting to it. So, and when that adjustment, something else will happen, we'll have to adjust to that. That is life. Nothing stays the same. So the only thing permanent is change. And with that, you are all going to die. And we'll end it with it there.